You can be deceived to believe that an innocent party is guilty and a guilty party is innocent simply by the time codes, meaning simply by the start point of the clip and the end point of the clip. Right now, I will show you a conflict that has taken place in this office, and you tell me who's the aggressor, who's the victim.
No, don't. How's that feel? Ow. You deserve that.
Now let me just rewind it a few seconds apart you didn't see. Does this change it?
Ow. How does that feel?
There's some new footage out there of Alex Preddy. At least that's what CNN is saying. I don't know that it's new, but I know it's new to most of the public. So this brings me to a point. I want to tell you something. It is very, very easy to deceive you. Probably not you if you're watching, because you're aware. We try and make you aware of the tricks, but it's very easy to deceive those, the average American right now out there in public consuming media. And by the way, that's not because anyone is stupid. That includes doctors, that includes rocket scientists, that includes chemical engineers. There are tricks, there are tools of the trade that are used, and I'll just use one example to show you how clear it can be. You can be deceived to believe that an innocent party is guilty and a guilty party is innocent simply by the time codes, meaning simply by the start point of the clip and the end point of the clip. You can have an entirely inaccurate, well, just a misconception of what actually transpired. And that's what's been happening here with Renee Good, with Alex Preddy. Let me show you, okay? Right now, I will show you a conflict that has taken place in this office, and you tell me who's the aggressor, who's the victim.
No, don't. How's that feel? Ow. You deserve that. How's that feel? Cut it out.
So that'd be comparable to the first clip that you guys may have seen where you go, this is a public execution. That seems pretty cut and dry.
Yeah.
Right? Good guy, bad guy. Now let me just rewind it a few seconds apart you didn't see. Does this change it?
Ow. How does that feel? Hey. Ow. No, don't. How's that feel? Ow. You deserve that. How's that feel? Cut it out.
Oh, well, now that clearly seems pretty cut and dry. We thought that I was the aggressor. Turns out that Toolman was the aggressor, and it was even a callback with how's that feel, where actually, in that case, it's completely justified. Only, well, hold on a second. What if I rewind it another few seconds, and can you tell who the aggressor and the victim is? Does the context change something?
Tim, I'm going to murder you by putting this knife in your face. Not if I stab you with this gun. Ow! How does that feel? Hey! Ow! No, don't. How's that feel? Ow! You deserve that. How's that feel? Cut it out!
And see, even in context, none of this is real. So keep that in mind next time you pass judgment on a clip.
Take that, you passive bystander!
And to be clear, what you saw at the end of that one is in context. There was no justification.
No, he always gets beat.
That one is actually cut and dry.
It's just for fun.
So comment below. Does that help illustrate it? Because before you even get to the idea of AI, you'll see people go, AI, or they inserted something here, or they deliberately cut out an angle. All you need to mislead the public is that. I can give you some examples of that. Make your voices heard peacefully and patriotically. Gotta be peaceful, right? Always have to be peaceful. Instead, they just show fight like hell. How about, I'm not talking about neo-Nazis or white supremacists who should be condemned totally, but outside of that, you had very fine people on both sides. Does that change the context? How many times do you need to run into this until you start understanding the media is not fulfilling its job? They're supposed to inform you. I would argue that it's a crime against humanity when they deliberately misinform you. And we're seeing that a lot. And that's illustrated perfectly here. Wherever you line up the Alex Preddy case, that brings us to some of the new footage. So you would have had a very strong, visceral reaction based on the first clip that was circulated. And keep in mind, someone picked in points and out points because what we've seen since includes an extension of that very clip. But here's the first thing you saw. They're just shoving a lady and he's helping her.
People, what the fuck is wrong with you? Honestly.
Now take that very specific time code and add the commentary that was being included with it. They were on the sidewalk, and these officers just chose to aggress them. The officers came to them. Remember that? And we'll go through the goalposts moving, because now we're not having a discussion as to whether ICE or whether DHS, whether they have the right to deport people. It's simply, hey, wasn't this guy a bloodthirsty murderer? That's what they do. They do it dishonestly so that you have to correct it and you can't actually discuss the root issue at hand. So there you go. You see that? My gosh, that looks like ICE was out of line. They were clearly an aggressor at the very least, and it was an execution. Well, now let's pull back. Wait, were they on the sidewalk where ICE was the aggressor? Does this change it? Blowing loud whistles right at the officer, to be clear.
Go.
Still going to go with on the sidewalk?
What the fuck is wrong with you?
And this was the in point that was picked, right? Okay, cut it. People have seen the rest of it. Does that change anything? It certainly changes the narrative that you were fed, that they were on the sidewalk and this ICE agent just assaulted a woman and he was protecting her. See, because we're not actually having the conversation about ICE and their job and what's going on in Minneapolis and Minnesota. Now we have some allegedly new footage. And you've seen the screen grab from this for a long time, which makes me wonder, why wasn't this footage publicly available? If it was, I'm sorry. It certainly wasn't widely circulated. CNN is covering it as new. So now we've gone from innocent people on the sidewalk who were assaulted by ICE. This was a knight in shining armor protecting a lady, to, okay, well, maybe they were out there in the street, but that's just, it's confusing. That was one time. Or were they doing this potentially all day long, impeding a lawful process and putting other people at risk? Was this going on throughout the day? New footage. This is not the same altercation as what you see in the video.
They're legal observers. You can't do.
That means they're telling them, stay off the road. You can be on the sidewalk. And now they cut it to the other footage.
I'm not observer.
Now, do you see that, what CNN did? They didn't even show the full new clip.
They cut out the middle section.
We may have edited on this one. I'll give you a little context. So what CNN right now, and they're showing the full one right now. They may have edited out a little bit of it there to kind of loop it back through. But they are spinning this as the cop should have known better. He was totally fine. And I'm like, this guy was in the street the whole time?
And do you hear what he yells?
Yeah.
And do you hear what he yells at the beginning of that clip at the officer? Yeah. He yells, play it again, Tim, for Toolman, for people who don't hear this.
Do not touch me.
Now listen. There you go. Do you hear that? Here's what he's saying. I'm here. You are the one in traffic. That's his job. Would you tell that to a traffic cop? So what does it show you? This is someone who is there to start trouble. This is someone who is looking for conflict. This is someone who is looking to disrupt someone from doing their job. And he was doing it all day, very much like Renee Good, who was following and blocking traffic and got warnings. These are crimes.
Right.
These are crimes. You can have the conversation, and that's what we're having right now, as to whether the shoot was a bad shoot. People, I think it was chaotic. I think it's a bad situation, but I certainly don't think it crosses the threshold of unreasonable for someone to think that their life was in danger. But the context now, what do we have that is a through line with Renee Good and Alex Preddy? Not just that they were disrespectful, not just that they arguably committed assault against an officer, not just that they were a clear and present danger, not just that they were committing multiple crimes, including felonies leading up to it, but that they were doing this professionally all day. They were treating it like their job to disrupt, to disturb, to impede, to obstruct. We still don't have a single example of someone not doing that. Meaning you don't even have an example of somebody who accidentally finds themselves in the middle of the street being accosted by ICE.
Yeah.
The only people who have been shot have been people who actively, as though it's their profession, are committing crimes throughout the day. Comment below. Does that help you understand a little bit? Just because there's going to be another one. It's going to happen again. And I want you to just think, why the start point? Why the end point? Why these time codes?
Yeah.
And then be aware as more footage comes out, because I will tell you this, guarantee you the press had access to it. No doubt in my mind.
Yeah, so there's two other things. I just saw one on CNN, but this shows that the officers, one of the big things people have said is that, oh, they overreacted by shoving them. That was an overreaction by the officers. And I was like, I don't even grant that. But this puts that to bed. Mm-hmm. I've already told them to get back on the sidewalk. I've actually arrested one of these other people over here. I've calmly put my hand on him and said, hey, you have to get out of the street. Now he's doing it again. So that kind of shows you why there was a little bit more force applied that second time. Right now, CNN is saying sources, Preddy's rib was broken a week before he was killed when federal agents tackled him during a protest. So this guy's doing this all the time? Right. Getting in tussles with these officers all the time, so much so that he got tackled and his rib got broken potentially.
I want to walk through an exercise.
That's a week ago. Yeah. We're just zooming out again.
As long as, Gerald, you don't mind just walking over to me and people seeing your flood pants. He's very tall. He should buy custom pants. Just, this is what this would be. And this is actually less of a distance travel. Let's say Gerald comes over here and says, hey, Stephen, I need you to stay at your desk. Okay, all right. You should go to your desk. Okay. All right. He's instructed me to stay at my desk. This is my vehicle. All right. He goes back. Okay. You can go grab a seat. Make yourself comfortable. Okay. Now picture what I'm about to do 3, 4, 5 more times. Walking over, across the street. Rape whistle. Fuck you, pig! Fuck you, Gestapo! Fuck you, ICE! And that's going on all day. All day. You can argue that you don't want someone to be shot, but in no world can you argue that I am anything other than the aggressor and crossing the street to blow a whistle in the ear of ICE. You do realize that members of ICE have experienced injuries as well, too, right? You're aware of that? Pierced eardrums, fractures, dislocated fingers. Like, we just sort of skim over that. To what level should we tolerate aggression? And that's never actually called out. And the media lies to you nonstop. You do not hate the media enough. And that's why, thank you so much for your support. We have our undercover unit working on some stories right now. If you are not a member, click that button. Join Rumble Premium. It's $99 a year. Try for $9 a month. That gives us some more runway. The free show goes away if you guys don't sign up, and you get 100% more show and everything ad-free. But we make all of the references available, and we're not going to lie to you. Hey, do you like what you saw? I don't know how, because it's on YouTube and we have to cut all the good parts out. So you should tune in live weekdays at 11 a.m. Eastern on Rumble. We can still speak freely and even use words like and gay and
so.
Whoa. You've been here this whole time?
Yeah. Snuck in.